Hi, I'm Joel and I'm from the client server class in Custard, and today I'll be showing you how to configure email server. To do this we'll be using three main pieces of software: WAM server, HMail server, and Squirrel email. Okay, so to begin with, we install the WAM server. So I click next, I accept the agreement, and I click next. And the program begins installation. So it's now finishing up installation. Okay, so it's about finish installing. Let's see. Okay, so I click next and finish. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is put the WAM server online. I'm just going to select put online. You know it's online when it switches from the red to the green. So it's currently online right now. Next thing I'm going to do is just a test to make sure that it's working correctly. I'm just going to go to my browser and type localhost, and you should see a screen appearing something like this. Okay, so we're moving on to the second piece of software, the HMail server. I'm going to click run and I'm going to install it. I'm going to click next. Of course, you have to accept the agreement. And it begins the installation process. Okay, so when it's done, I click finish. I click connect to connect to the local database. I type a password. I click OK. But before we continue here, we have to go to the C program files, the drivers folder, and make some adjustments. To do that, I'm going to use Notepad. I'm going to run Notepad as administrator. I'm going to look for the C Windows System 32 drivers etc folder. Once there, I'll select all files. I'll select the host file, open it with Notepad, and give it the name of the domain that I actually want eventually. I'm going to name mine lasantech.local. I'm going to hit Ctrl S to save, and I'm going to exit. Next, I'm going to go back to the HMail server and I'm going to add a domain, the same domain name. I'm going to click save. Okay, it's supposed to be lasantech.local. I'm going to click save. Next, I'm going to add a user. Going to name this user Joel. Give it a password. I'm going to click save. Okay, we also have to set the size of the mailbox. I'm going to put this one to 10 megabytes. And then I'm going to click save. Okay, so we'll be moving on to the third piece of software, the Squirrel Mail. To install this, I'm just going to extract it to a folder called C Squirrel Mail in my C drive. Okay, one isn't there, so I'll go and create it. I'm going to refresh here. Okay, and I'm going to extract it to that. Okay, next I'm going to go into my Apache server. Going to click alias directories, add a directory. I'm gonna type mail. Okay, I'm gonna give it another name because that apparently. Okay, so I type mail again and it worked. And next I'm gonna type the directory of the folder, the location of the folder for squirrel mail. So I'm gonna type C:/ squirrel mail / and I'm gonna hit enter. And it tells me the alias has been created, so I'm gonna exit right now. Next I'm gonna open the config file, which is located in the squirrel mail folder, the C drive, and I'm gonna open the config.php file using a word editor, and I'm gonna just make these changes. I'm gonna make sure the domain is set to the name of the domain which I selected. I'm gonna make sure that SMTP is selected to the same name as well. The IMAP needs to be the same thing as well. Next I'm going to search for the data directory file. Okay, so I make sure that that's selected to see squirrel mail data. I make sure the attach file is selected to see squirrel mail attach. And we should be good to go. So now comes the testing part. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to test this to really make sure that it's working. So I'm opening my browser again. Let's type the localhost mailindex.php, and here we see a username has come in. I can't remember my username account, so I'm going to check for it right now. HMail server administrator. I'm just going to connect again. I'm going to domains, and under domains I'll just check accounts. Oh yes, and it's J, that's the name. So I'll go back into my browser and type that username and the password, and I'm gonna log in. Okay, and so when we type the password, okay, so the username is J. IMAP error came up there, so just go back and see that should be something small. And I type my password, and I'm gonna log in. Okay, so it's j@lasantech.local. Sorry. I'm gonna log in now. This should work. If not, well. Okay, so we figured out most of it, and that's it for now. So you saw how to create your email server, and I guess this was my presentation on that, and see you next time. Bye.